Welcome to our Alternative Commerce series. This session is all about barter. Now, alternative commerce is our vision for a new way to do business, one that gives small business an advantage. We brought barter to the platform so that we could show small business owners how they can get what they need without the need for only cash. In today's economic environment, cash is often a limitation to getting things done. However, people possibly have a bit more time in which to exchange their skills. Now, with 60/40, there's a way to find each other and begin to do business. The purpose of this session is to define what we mean by barter, to go through some of the myths that come up when talking about barter. We're going to take a look at where and how you can use barter in your business, and we'll also show you how you can use our platform to create a barter opportunity. When you're a small business owner, time is precious, so let's just jump right into it. Spencer and I created 60/40 so that small business owners everywhere could have a place to go that would give them access to training, opportunity, and community. What this means to us is that we want to give small business owners everywhere a chance to get access to the same things that big business use, recognizing that there's resource limits on what can be done by a single small business owner. So this session is all about barter. You might already have some ideas about what this might mean for you, and over the next 30 minutes or so, just let us share with you what it means to us. The number one thing that you will walk away with at the end of this session is a bigger understanding of barter and just what it could mean for your small business. We challenge you to think outside of the box, to consider just how you can use barter in your small business, and more importantly, how you can use the 60/40 platform to start making deals. At 60/40, we believe that where we all are now really challenges us to see how we can do business differently. Circumstances have been forced upon us with government interventions in our ability to operate, yet that is the essence of small business. You've got to be agile, you've got to adapt, and you've got to be able to turn things around quickly. While some businesses have had their best years yet, the reality is it's tough out there. And while some people have just been able to keep their lights on, either way, the cash flow has taken a bit of a battering. You'll discover how no cash can actually mean no worries. You'll learn some of the different myths that hold people back from fully exploring barter for their business. We'll then go through the different ways that you can use barter to save cash, generate new business, find new customers, create an unlimited funding source, and how you can turn your downtime, excess capacity, or excess stock into real returns. And the last thing is that you'll be able to get hands-on and actually see how you can set up a new barter opportunity on the 60/40 platform. So let's start with defining just what barter is. It's an exchange of goods or services for other goods or services without using money. So that's easy, right? Getting what you want by exchanging what you have. But can no cash truly mean no worries? Can you still get what you need in business without using cash? Well, the short answer is yes. While we might have some downtime or excess capacity, let's get our minds together and start thinking outside of the box. A key theme through all of our message is that we're stronger together, and that's a motto for now more than ever. At 60/40, we've created a space where small business owners can come and sign up to meet other small business owners and enable them to swap their goods and services. Your time and the services you offer in business are what you're selling, so instead of exchanging cash, swap services or goods instead. Now, we've only just launched, and as you can imagine, something like this can only really grow when we've got lots of people in there putting in their opportunities. Our goal is to look at how we can all barter locally or in our own communities. So please share this so that we can build and really grow this platform. In fact, we are all stronger together, and this is one place where 1 + 1 is greater than 2. But it is more than that. Product for product or service to service transactions are great, but there is also a next level to that. Barter might sound like it could be difficult, but virtually anyone with a sound understanding of value can profit with barter in just a matter of hours, and the rewards can be amazing. So let your imagination run free and think about how you can use your time, energy, and the resources that you have and change the way that you approach business. You are richer than what you think. So what can you exchange to get what you need or want, all without cash? Your creativity is your new currency, and you can consider us here as your personal concierges of connections. If you have or can develop a creative mindset, then you'll be able to solve real-world problems and maximize potential in ways that you might never have thought as possible before. You can break through conventional and linear thinking and truly create exponential returns in your small business. Barter can be an absolute goldmine for those small business owners who are prepared to think outside of the box and who are seriously willing to look at barter as a creative financing tool in their business. Lack of money is often cited as the reason for not being creative. However, we think it's the thing that can actually unleash creativity. When you are pushed, it is incredible what your mind will open up to in terms of opportunity. Oftentimes, people get stuck in the conventional thought process of I need X dollars to run a business. But we challenge that question much more deeply and ask, well, exactly what do you need the dollars for? It is only then that you can get to the core matter of what is actually needed. When you do that, then you can identify whether there's an ability to get access to that resource without having the cash. This is a two-way street too. You need to have something to barter in exchange, so something that's valuable to someone else. That is because you are going to trade your own goods, services, and talent to get access to those resources that you want. Sometimes these might be asymmetrical. Now this just means that you might deliver your service in a short time frame and the other person delivers it over a longer time frame. And that comes down to the quality of the agreement. Both parties must honor that promise of credit when the other person comes to redeem it. Although we do know there's a few things that can go wrong with these types of deals, we want people to do happy deals. These are the deals where people get what they want by exchanging what they have and then wrapping it up in an agreement that recognizes the promises and milestones made by both sides. By working with us, you can specify what you have and compare it to what you need and come up with the best deal that you can that makes it a win-win for all. Now, barter might be something that you've heard about, or you might have even done it yourself before, and it may or may not have worked out for you. So let's work through a couple of these myths now. You might be thinking to yourself, all right, this kind of sounds good, but what's the cash? Or I've heard these things before and they are so expensive. And that is our first myth. We can tell you that at 60/40, you can jump on our platform and do all of this for free. Now, we do have paid memberships which come with a whole bunch of other bells and whistles, but for finding or posting an opportunity, you can do this for free. We want activity on the platform and to truly help small business get better outcomes. The more opportunities we have, the better our platform becomes because you then get the choice of how and who you do business with, and that is beginning to look like freedom. Myth number 2 is that for someone to win, then someone must lose. I really don't know when this ever became a thing because barter is win-win. You can only barter when both parties accept the offer. It's where person 1 accepts something in exchange for their something, and if you don't agree to the exchange, then it doesn't happen. That said, in the larger barter exchanges, you might not even see the original person who put the funds into the system. With our platform, you do the deal with the person on the other side of the transaction directly. This means that you can both be certain of the value of the deal. Barter is a voluntary exchange where both people expect the benefits of the trade to outweigh the costs. In other words, both parties expect to walk away from the trade better off than they were before the trade. How could this be possible? Well, some critics think that if one person gains from a trade, it must be at the expense of the other party. They believe that one person's gain translates into another person's loss. But these critics are wrong. Remember, preferences are subjective. Now here's a super simple example. Jane comes to school with an orange in her lunch, and Tim comes to school with an apple. Jane would prefer an apple to the orange that she has, and at the same time, Tim would prefer an orange to his apple. Now, if Jane and Tim become aware of each other's situation, then they can both be happier by trading. And that's the point for a platform like ours, to enable people to find other people to trade with in a direct exchange of goods or services. So long as the exchanges are voluntary and honest, in other words, so long as the exchanges aren't forced or based on deception, people can achieve more of their goals by having the option of trading their property with each other. It is in exactly the same conceptual way that anyone can barter, as we've all got either excess time or unused, unwanted, or under-leveraged products or services. As we said before, barter isn't for linear thinkers. You must step out of your comfort zone and into a creative zone. Everyone thinks that they need to join one of the established clubs to do barter. And while you certainly can do that, we built our platform so that you don't have to. You can find someone who is equally interested in doing barter deals and you can deal with them directly. Our Barter Opportunity was developed so that members can obtain virtually anything that they would pay cash for, but instead, they exchange goods or services to get it. Any number of the trade clubs that exist can have more personal goods, whereas ours at the moment is primarily for the exchange of business services. Unlike clubs that allow you to trade and your trade is treated like a bank transaction where the value of the exchange goes into a pool that can then be used with others, we instead chose to make this more of a direct opportunity. The reason for this is that one of the problems we found with other barter clubs is that there can be distortions around pricing. For example, X is the price for cash and X plus 2 is the price for barter, or there's restrictions on when and how you can use it. The problem with that is that this affects other people inside the community who are doing the right thing or are price constrained. And although it is often against the rules, it is a reality that we've observed. Now, this is not to say that we won't put in place a payment service at some point in the future like this, just that right now, it's not there. This helps us ensure that there's value being built through the community, with our members doing direct deals with other members. We don't charge any fees for your exchange either. We provide you the place to find others to put together these deals. And that's often the hardest part, finding someone willing to do an exchange at the same time that you are. One of the unwritten rules with one-to-one or direct bartering arrangements is that you can only barter with a person who is in a position to barter. That means you can only make a deal with the principal or the business owner who writes the checks and has the authority to make the decisions. It is only the small business owner themselves who truly care about saving money. So with us, you get all of the benefits of being in a club, but without any of the transaction costs. While we do have membership, alternative commerce opportunities such as barter are offered to show business owners how they can truly grow their business without having access to only cash. So it is a true no cash, no problems outcome. Now you might be thinking to yourself, this actually sounds pretty good, but how could I use barter in my business? When you really get into it, there's probably more ways than you think. And if it were to come down to a single word, it's new. It's about attracting new customers and about generating new business. These are 2 out of the 3 pillars for exponential business growth put forward by Jay Abraham. And there's very few businesses out there who would say no to more sales. You could use 60/40 to create better business results. When you join as a member, your business will then have access to the 60/40 opportunity marketplace. By creating a barter opportunity, you can list your offer on what you want to exchange and let others know what you're looking for. Plus, you'll be able to view other businesses as well and begin to see how you can save cash through trade. We are actively growing our opportunity marketplace, which means that we act as your sales team as well, where we can promote and look to broker trade opportunities within the network. If you're a deal maker, you can even look to become a 60/40 barter broker for yourself. As our membership grows, so will the number of members available on the platform who can post their opportunities. Normally, for you to gain more customers, you might hire more people, advertise more, run a sale, or offer other incentives. By accepting barter, though, as an alternative payment option, you can open up your business to a whole new market of customers. This means that you don't need to discount prices in order to attract new clients and customers. You can leverage your interaction on our platform. By building barter inside our opportunity marketplace, it allows you to find people who are just like you, those business owners looking to trade goods and services, to barter what they have for what they need. So how does an interest-free line of credit with no upper limit sound? One that you didn't have to go to the bank, hand over all of your financials, and still might be knocked back or have a limit reduced. With barter and alternative commerce, the biggest advantage is that you set your own credit limit. One of the big things in using barter is that there is no interest. In a typical lending scenario, the longer you owe money, the more you have to repay, right? That's the power of compounding interest working against you. But when you use barter, it's actually the power of compound interest working for you. You might be able to get the benefit of the services or products today, yet you might not need to supply them for the next few months. Now, obviously, there's risks in that. Prices of your supplies might go down as equally as they could go up. That said, where they stay fairly neutral, $1 in the future will always cost you less than $1 today, especially in times of high inflation. For the number nerds out there like me, there's a formula that covers this, which is the time cost of money. I'm not going to go into it here, but you can check it out more if you want. Let me ask you this question. If budget were no issue, then what resources do you need to grow or to maintain your business? You can use our opportunity marketplace to look at which growth services that your business needs and then identify others that you can barter with to exchange. You might even choose to accept payment of your own debtors in exchange for barter, which you can then turn around and on trade to get back the money that you're owed. Barter is built on integrity though, and you have to follow through with what you say you will. You can use barter to manage your cash flow. By bartering, you can save cash on normal expenses by exchanging your goods and services for business expenses, things like printing, repairs, improvements, professional services, travel, office equipment, corporate gifts, company meetings, and just so much more. Cash and barter are no different in terms of value, so your goods and services deserve to be sold at your everyday real selling price. So this is your retail price, not at a discount. We would encourage our members to trade with each other no differently than if you were selling for cash. This means that you're receiving the full value for your goods and services that you're providing. This keeps your cash flow healthy because you're selling at retail yet are able to buy at wholesale. So your cost in obtaining those services is actually your wholesale rate. Now, this is an essential point to understanding the use of barter in small business. To show you what we mean by this, we're going to spend a few minutes on explaining this concept with a case study, just so that you can see how it generally works. Now, this is the essence of barter, being able to pay for the goods and services you need by exchanging the goods and services that you produce. And by doing this, you'll see how the overall cash profit position could be so much better. So here's an example of a normal month using just cash. The first point is that you buy the goods that you need to produce for $55 and you sell the goods that you have for $165. Now then, let's say on an ordinary month, you do this 100 times. That means that you've now outlaid $5,500 for the goods and you've bought in $16,500 in sales. Now that leaves you $11,000 to pay for the rest of the things that you need to run your business. So it comes to the end of the month and you begin to pay your suppliers. Now let's have a look. You've bought advertising on the radio for $3,300. You've bought some new computers for $1,650. And you've had some sales and marketing collateral printed for another $2,310. This means that the total outlays for the month was $7,260. And that leaves you $3,740 for the month, in which you've then got to pay any taxes that you've got and leave the profit. In Australia, we've got GST, so assuming that all of these transactions have a 10% value-added tax, then at the end of the month, you're left with $3,400. Now let's take a look at the barter transaction. It looks a lot more complicated, but it's only because there's a few more elements. So here you've got the same scenario, except you're able to exchange your own goods and services at the end of the month for the payments being the advertising, the computers, and the printing. So it's still all the same. You buy the goods you need to produce for $55 and you're still selling the goods that you have for retail at $165. But now it's the end of the month. Because you've bartered with the suppliers with this amount of goods, you now have no cash outlays for those products, but you do have an obligation to supply those goods. But those goods only have a hard cost of $55 to produce. So now you have exchanged your goods for those other goods and services. You've got an additional $7,260 in sales that you will record as well. This brings your total monthly revenue to $23,760. At a sales price of $165, that's an extra 44 units that you need to supply. Now they cost $55 each to produce. So you pay the $55 multiplied by the 44 units, which adds an extra $2,420 in cash outlays. At the end of the month, your cash flow is now $16,500 in, less $7,920 out. This is an in-the-hand cash amount of $8,580. You've exchanged the goods and services that you would have paid $7,260 in cash for, but now for an outlay of only $2,420. Said another way, you got $7,260 worth of goods and services for your cost of only $2,420 in cash. Now you'll still need to pay GST and income taxes on the barter amount, but even allowing for that at 10%, it's only $780. Now this still leaves you with $7,800 in cash at the end of the month. Again, this assumes that there's full GST on all supplies and purchases, so your total barter sales are totally offset by the barter purchases. Now let's check out these scenarios side by side. On an all cash basis, you bring in $16,500 and you have $5,500 in cost of sales. Then you pay the $7,260 in monthly outlays for a net cash position of $3,740, and then you pay any GST or income taxes. On the barter side, you bring in $23,760. You've got $7,920 in cost of sales, but you were able to offset all of your cash end of month expenses, which left you with a cash position of $8,580, from which you then take off any GST and income tax. Look at what you end up with for cash. That was $3,740. And what you end up with barter is $8,580. Now that's a difference of $4,840 that you are now better off cash-wise. Now this is just an illustration, as it pretty much will never work out like this in real life, where you're able to trade off 100% of your monthly expenses. But it was done to show you how using barter can positively impact your cash flow. The big takeaway here is that you sell your goods for retail, yet with barter, you exchange your retail price for the cost of your product. And in this scenario, it was $165 in a retail sale at a $55 production cost. Now this meant you saved $110 in actual cash on each and every unit that you bought and exchanged. Every time that you use this opportunity type, you're effectively spending your excess product or service. So you are buying what you need then at a discount, which is based on your profit margin. And this is simply because you sell your goods and services at a markup, so you're selling your retail price, but you're buying your goods and services at wholesale. So when you trade something worth $165 and it's only costing you $55, could you see how that might be working out for your business? Barter can and should be a profit center within your small business. Just remember though that barter sales are the same as cash sales, so you do need to declare these to your accountant and to the tax office. The takeaway point here is that you can significantly reduce your cash outlays. Another way that you can use barter is to manage excess stock and fill idle inventory or occupancy time. If you're left with a lot of unsold stock or wasting occupancy, your first thought might be to run a sale in order to move it, or you'll otherwise have to write off the excess stock. Instead of having to toss it or write it off as a loss, promote it through our barter opportunity. Now here's 3 questions to ask yourself about. Do you have excess stock that's sitting there in your business? Are your competitors coming out with new products which leave yours still collecting dust? And are you looking to turn over your stock more quickly? Inventory is like little dollar bills sitting on the floor. The longer it takes for you to turn them back into cash, the greater the time cost of that money and the higher the risk that you'll actually be able to not sell it. At midnight every night, there is a lot of unsold capacity that otherwise just goes to waste. You cannot sell unused time, just as you cannot sell unused occupancy. Once that hour has gone. It's a wasting asset. However, imagine turning that unused capacity into a barter exchange where that unused time then has value. Barter can be used to sell excess inventory at a normal or retail selling price, minimizing the need for a margin-destroying discount sale. I'd challenge you to think how you can turn your excess or older stock into something that you need or want. On the other side, are there any items that you'd like to add as stock or service that could diversify your overall product line? Can you upsell anything with your own products and increase the amount that each customer spends with you? As an example, if you've ever been to a gym, you might see energy bars, drinks, water bottles, or supplements for sale. This is something that's complementary that you can add that helps your customer get everything that they need from one location. It's convenient for your customers and a revenue booster for you. Yet, buying in new stock lines takes cash. However, you'll hopefully find people on our platform who are looking to exchange these goods or services as well that you can then add on at a more efficient price. This means that you get to expand your product line and provide an extra convenience for your clients and get to trade with another member who's looking to make more sales as well. Truly a win-win. Hopefully, you're interested more now in just how barter could work for your business. Let me now show you how you can use the 60/40 platform to find and put together a barter deal. Step 1 is to sign up and complete your profile. To be able to use this opportunity inside the 60/40 platform, you need to first register and also complete an accurate profile. To register is easy. Simply go to app.6040.io/register. A link for this is in the description below. Simply walk through each of the steps, and once registered, you'll have a basic business set up inside the platform. While registration creates a basic business profile for you, the good stuff comes when you fill it all in and make it your own. Complete your preferences, upload any media or images that you might want to use, and fill out both the short and long form descriptions. And while you're in the business profile section, please take the time to complete all of the tabs about your business. Now, the ones that you see here are if you're registered as a business-to-business or B2B member. No one but you will see all of this, but by keeping these tabs up to date, you'll be able to make the most of our platform, especially as we begin to roll out new features over the coming months. And aside from keeping this updated, you'll only need to fill this section out once. The business directory part of the profile is visible to all other members and to the public on our front site, 6040.directory. And it's in here that you'll want to showcase your talent, knowledge, skills, and experience, which is all of the information that you enter when you fully set up your business profile. This is the profile that other members will be looking at to see if you're a good fit for them. So be sure to use this to highlight your key attributes and upload any relevant sales material or media as well. Okay, so once you're all set up, then you can start posting and looking over different opportunities. To show you this, we're just going to use my screen, and here we're going to start on the dashboard. Just to let you know, we are in the dev site here, so this is just so that I can show you how these opportunities work without mucking up the real site. And because of this, there might be some minor differences in what you see, but that's nothing to worry about because the functionality is practically the same. Alright, so now to create a new opportunity, you simply use the left nav bar here and select this little icon. Now this is for opportunity. If you're unsure, you can use this tab and click on it here. This page will then open. Here, use the drop-down menu and make your selection for the type of opportunity that you want to list. Okay, so today we're going to create a barter opportunity. So we'll select this and choose Go. Once in, you simply work through the tabs, and please be sure to answer all of these questions as it will help you be clear about exactly what it is that you're looking to achieve. Now, these are all form driven, and once you've made a selection, you will be asked these series of questions about your opportunity. These details that you put in here will include what you have to exchange and what it is that you're actually looking for. It's in this way that we can help filter to find a match between your offer and someone else who might just be looking for exactly what it is that you have. When you've completed all of the details in here, hit review. Okay, check out what you've entered, and if you're happy with it, click save. Once that's done, your opportunity will then be live. So once your barter opportunity has been listed, it will then be available to view in the opportunities directory. So that's this icon here. And again, you can use this pull-out button just to be able to see the details. So we're going to select this one. Right, so this is what your actual screen's going to look like. So if you're looking to barter, then you can use the filters here to select by opportunity type first in order to be able to see what's available. If something then takes your interest, you can then just click on the button here, view the offer profile, read through it and make sure that you have what they want to exchange, and then you can simply get in touch by using down here and clicking I'm interested. Now we're going to be formalizing our agreements as well in the coming months, which will make this contact process even easier. So as a member, please be sure to check back in regularly and browse through any of the barter opportunities on offer, filter by the types of services that you want, and then compare it to what you have to see if a deal can be made. Ask questions and create a dialogue to ensure that you're all on the same page in terms of the deliverables, the timeframes, and the budget. Once that's all squared away, you can then move to the agreement phase, which is where the key points get included so that everyone can stay on top of their game. In the back end, we'll be doing some fancy work as well. So if we come across a match that isn't seen by members, then we're going to aim to make that connection as well. And once you've finished here, you can just sort of unselect any of the filters that are on here and choose different types. Now, the other thing to note is you can use this search bar to type if there's something specific that you're actually looking for. So as you can see in here, I've typed in account and we've got a bunch of different opportunities to come up. So always be sure to continue to check in. There's a number of tools and resources available on our site that will help you get started and, more importantly, to expand your horizons about what is possible using alternative commerce. Sometimes it's just being able to see or hear about what others are doing that can really get your creative ideas going. and then you can see how you could use it in your own business. Using others for inspiration allows you to shorten the learning curve and to help you understand what worked best. You can then tweak and make any changes as you see fit. Through our community, you can connect with all of our members, not only just the ones interested in barter, but this opens you up to even greater possibilities. We are a membership-based organization, and there are a number of different networking events that you can come to in order to make new connections. So keep an eye out for these events in the hub. You can also advertise your own products or services to our other 60/40 members as well. We encourage special promotions that are only member to members on the 60/40 network. Having a strong network is essential to opportunity creation. The connections and partnerships that you can create through our membership network, locally and at national or international levels, will all support you to greater success. We are not in business alone, and in fact, it's a journey that's best done with friends. Membership brings with it not only opportunities, but connection, forums, and events where you can meet with others and build invaluable relationships no matter the industry. We cross all areas of opportunity, so not only non-cash, but cash-based stuff as well. And that's where we're going to close this out today. The next steps that you need to be able to take are to make money, save money, and build leverage. So apply a no-limits approach to your business. Keep an eye out on our socials as we put up mini stories on just how you can use barter amongst all of our other alternative commerce options. And if you know someone who could benefit from barter in their business, then share our platform with your friends, networks, and your suppliers. Get your referral link in the membership area. The more referrals you bring in, the more rewards. And this is a network that will get better the more people use it. The more members we have that join up to the 60/40 platform means that it's just more value that we can add. So that's it for this session. If you've got any questions, please be sure to reach out to us at hello@6040.io or connect with us on any of our social channels. Remember, you can sign up for free if you aren't already a member. And if you know of others who might be interested in this content, then please share it around. Thanks for watching and have an amazing rest of the day.